Hi, on this 11 by 14, I'm not going to fix it or anything like that because I don't want to make a commitment as yet. There are still a few things that I like to move around. I already moved a couple of things. So I'm just going to start with the blocking in of the painting. I know that. Okay, going to part two. As you can see, I already began to block in this colors over here. We have the silver, we got the red apple, and I'm beginning to do the green grapes, and also I'm going to do a different tone or intensity of the green pear. On the right, I'm going to put some probably darker or black um, grapes, and of course the strawberries, and I'm going to have a couple little leaves hanging out. Okay, making a little progress. Well, since we are beginning winter, so it's about 3:45, and I'm beginning to run out of my beautiful natural light. So we're just gonna leave it the way it is for right now, guys. Okay. We'll resume tomorrow. I like to play with natural light. So this is all the blocking for right now. There'll be some more stuff. As you can see right there on top of the green grapes, I don't know what to do yet. Maybe some leaves or maybe, I don't know. And then maybe to the left of the pewter or silver, I need to put something in there. And of course the archway, the niche, is gonna be like crackle wall, okay? And I already put a video up on how to do that. And I will reiterate on that later on. Okay, as you notice, I have already darkened up some of this background color right here. And what I'm trying to do here is, excuse me, is give a little bit of, transparency, luminosity. I always do a little staining like this. And as you can see, I already have diffused the intensity of this little jar right here, because that's going to go way in the background. And what I'm trying to achieve here is what I did here on this painting before, and what I'm doing is making a mate for this one. I'm getting a little closer so you can see the crackle wall. And the way that I achieve this is that I tape this side right here. So when I use my sponge to create the wall illusion, then it won't go into here, right over here. So I'm keeping you abreast of what I do, and like I said, it's going to be a nice mate for this beautiful painting that I did about a year ago. So I was saving it so I will be sold as a mate. So I'll keep bringing you up to date. And another thing is, if you notice right in here, I have left a little bit of space to create some grape leaves, and I have a few that I got from my backyard right over here, just to get an idea, create some nice shadows and stuff like that. So. Okay, we're gonna get started over here in just a second, but first, let me tell you the colors that I use, and I'm gonna get a little bit of close up over here. I like to keep my dark colors and my warm colors on this side, giving me a little bit more space to mix colors over here. I have the burnt sienna, but I'm using Rembrandt transparent oxide red, Lucerne crimson. We have over here burnt umber, but it's I changed to asphalt by Rembrandt. Okay, over here I have raw umber by Gamblin, and I have ivory black by Gamblin. Over here I like to keep my light and cool colors: titanium white, yellow ochre, cat orange, cat red. I like to use light blue. It's a new thing by Gamblin. It's called gray, blue gray, and this is ultramarine blue. And I have my Terra Verde. I sub that one for Viridian. I think I have a better much mixture with a more richer and more different tones with it. And then I have Sap Green, also by Gamblin. I really like those colors. It gives a really good transparency and glazing. Going over here, we did the mixture of acrylic, white and black, to give us a little bit of texture. And I let it dry overnight, and then just to make sure, I use my wife's hair dryer to make sure that it was really dried. And I went ahead and scraped some of the excess texture with a palette knife. What we're gonna do now is we're going to oil it out. Oil out by means apply a little thin coat of oil. I like to have a mixture of turp and refined linseed oil for that purpose. I'm not going into really heavy medium yet. Okay, I'm going to see if I'm gonna get in you guys' way or what. Let me see if this is okay for me to paint. It's a little bit not too good, but let me check. See how we do it. Okay, here we go. It's probably a little bit better for me and for you guys too. So I already did the oil out in here, and I used a little bit of asphalt or burnt umber in here. And as you can see, I'm being very, very, very loose in here. I just want to get this thing going over here. And I'm gonna try to put a little bit on this side also, starting to put my first coat of oil in this crackle wall. Give it a little bit of tone on this side. I'm being very, very, very loose. Word of advice is don't use a new or a fancy brush for this, because as you could hear, it has a lot of texture, and your brush will probably it won't last too long if you use like a Sable or something like that. I'm trying to use a synthetic oil brush, and that will serve the purpose. So once I give the initial coat of oil to these parts where the acrylic mixture was, it's gonna be really easy to continue working with oil throughout. Well, okay, I just want to remind you that this is my first motion video. I have a few that are just the picture alone, the photograph alone, but nothing that is motion. So please bear with me. I'm just trying to experiment over here. And like I said, we're just putting a little bit of a coat of asphalt or burnt umber for you guys that don't know what this asphalt is. As I mentioned to you, as I was coating with acrylic this the other day or yesterday, I'm keeping this part in here quite dark, because this is where the shadows is being cast by this marble top. And this is pure burnt umber or asphalt by Rembrandt. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop a little bit and check out the video. I probably have to edit some of this, but I just wanna make sure that everything that I'm doing, you guys could see it. Let me see, I'm gonna stop for a minute, okay? Okay, I went ahead and did a little bit of work on the right side of my right side, so I will be on the way for you guys. What I did is that I just put a little bit of this light color over here and worked a little bit on this side. I will do that on this side so you guys could see what I'm doing. And over here, you gotta be very careful in this transition over here when we go from dark to light. You know, there's gonna be several steps. So for the most part, and again, this is all, you know, underpainting. We did the blocking in an emotionless video, and this one, you know, I'm just gonna do a little bit of modeling right now. You know, it's gonna be a while before we do anything concrete or that you could say, oh wow, you know, how nice. But anyway, we just continue, you know, piling up colors on top of the other one, diffuse some. I did a little bit of work in here, also try to save the drawing. This, as I mentioned before, I didn't fix it this time because I was not quite sure what I was doing, and I didn't want to have to struggle, you know, with something that has been fixed and it was going to be kind of hard to remove. And as you can see right now, I'm doing a little bit of glazing. You know, this silver coffee cream or teapot, whatever it is going to be pretty diffuse. Although we will have a little bit of shine and reflection coming through. Now that I have the light tones and the middle tones, I need to work on a little bit on the dark tones. Over here on this side, what I did is I went really hard with raw amber over here on this side. And I don't know if you can see or not, but right here is going to start taping it off. We're still going to see a little bit of light in here. But let me go ahead and do this. You know, I'm taking a little bit of raw amber. And also what I did is I started staining or blocking in the marble top for this niche. So I always like to, most of these things are from, you know, this niche is from memory. You know, I have painted so many of them that I think I have it pretty much down. I don't like to have the same width of this edge to this one, so I usually make it a little bit larger here. Plus I like to see a little bit, you know, lighter color down the bottom over here. I went ahead and you know, I keep 3 brushes pretty much. I keep the one for the darks, one for the middle tones, and then one for the lighter color. And what I did over here is just that I mixed a little bit of white, a little bit of light blue, a little bit of ultramarine blue, and a tad of alizarin. You know, most light marbles, they have like a purplish lavender cast to it. And this is nothing more than the underpainting for this. I think I'm losing my edges, my ledge, but that's okay. I will put a piece of tape in there later on, and over here I'm going to put, this is not a stain, that a mistake, it is something on purpose. I'm going to put a couple of baby strawberries over here, maybe a little white flower. But what I want to do is I want to have something tangible over here, something that I could work on, you know, I wouldn't say glaze, but just to manipulate a little bit more and have a base that it won't be only just the raw. Well, it's not a canvas because I always tone, you know, prepare my canvases, whether it be a linen or a panel or whatever. But and I just kind of started doing an indication of some of the lights in here. You know, I'm very keen on doing the lights or the highlights from the very beginning. Okay, in here, what I did on this side is that went ahead and darken up where you see the dark spots are a little bit more, a little bit of raw amber and ultramarine blue. Now, mind you, this side over here, I want to have it nice. It's going to be lighter, not really light, but some light because I want to have a really nice contrast, and it's going to be a nice transition from light to dark, as you will see later on. So just work on this a little bit right here. Again, pretty very very loose. People ask, my students ask me, say, how come you use those big brushes for such a fine detail? But it's not fine detail right now. It just, we just piling up some. Oops, my goodness! Look at all this. Okay, it's okay. No problem. No problema. We're just gonna lighten up the pressure on the painting on the canvas. Okay, remember that we said we're gonna get some light over here still. So anyway, even though if it is, I think I kind of goofed up a little bit, but that's okay. It just gives me more to think about. We just I'll just take some of that color from here and put it on this side. And later on, we're gonna go, darken up all these little spots. I don't know what I did with my pointer, but anyway, these little things that you see here, we're going to darken them up and get some shadows, some highlights on these little holes, pocket holes. And it's gonna look really good. And since I put so much light painting here, I'm gonna steal some of this and put it right. This is gonna be a nice thing right here, a little bit of white. And all this is gonna be, glazed. So if you see that the tone is too light, it's good. It's done on purpose, because when I glaze it, it's gonna turn it down a little bit, but it will have the luminosity that I'm known for my paintings. So now I'm just gonna take pure asphalt, burnt umber for some of you guys, and try to quiet these things down a little bit. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is, I need to darken this quite a bit, so we're gonna take some raw umber, and we're gonna take ultramarine blue, and raw umber. And right in here, it's gonna be a really, really nice dark, but as you can see here, is we're not painting doors over here. Like I tell my students, it's gonna have an airy feeling to it. So right in here is gonna be really dark, but it's going to be transparent and very, very powerful. And I like to do a little, like indentations in there, like something happened and it went wrong. Those I will have to really work on those a little bit. Okay, we got this really dark in here, and I'm gonna bring this up maybe to here a little bit, past the half line. I'm going to continue working on this until I fill the background, because I don't want to take so much of you guys' time, and it's kind of boring anyway. So then we will continue when this is all laid out in the background. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you after a while. Take care. Bye. Well, as you can tell, daylight is quickly disappearing. And as I mentioned to you guys before, I do paint with natural light, so very little we could do at this time. It's about 3:45, something like that, California time. So what I did, I just went ahead over here and blended a little bit, made a little bit more fitting into it, going from dark to light. And I noticed that my drawing is disappearing, so I went and resuscitated my original drawing, I don't know if you could tell how much can you see, but I'll show it to you later on the whole thing in here. So what I did, I just, like I said before, I blended some of these things in here, and now I'm going to resuscitate my drawing because I'm losing my little pewter vessel over here, and then that would be it for today.